Hello, Laurie. My name's Steve Bell. I'm an Adobe certified instructor. I saw your post on the Facebook page, and I've just made a video for you just to show you how we can do what you've asked for to fill this with a gold texture. So I've downloaded the image itself, um, and it's a PNG like you've got. But what I don't want it to be is a PNG. The easiest way to do this is to make it a normal JPEG image, and afterwards we can turn it into a PNG. So I'm going to show you a way we can do this. Best way is to go to Layer, first of all, on this image, and flatten image. Now this will get rid of that transparency background, and it'll put it on a white background. In the layers panel itself now, it's saying background layer and there's a padlock. I need to turn this padlock off because we need to edit this image. So I'm going to just turn this padlock off as well, and now you can see it's layer 0. The next thing I need to do is have this gold texture that you wanted on the background. I've created a gold texture here. There it is. What I'm going to do is move it over into your new image. I can do this by going to Window, Arrange. I do free up horizontal because I do have another image there. And you can see it now puts the tabs into 3 separate areas. I'm going to move this one here, this gold texture here. I'm going to grab the Move tool, which is at the top of the box here. Hover over it, it says Move tool. And the cursor, there's a crosshair on the cursor. If I left click and hold and drag it down onto this area, you can see I'm using a PC, there's a plus sign on it. It means I've grabbed the texture there. I click on there, you can see the texture goes into the layer panel and on the image itself. And if you look at the layer panel there, you can see there's a gold texture. If I go to Window, Arrange, Consolidate all to tabs, it'll take them back up to tabs again. So I've got my gold texture here. I'm using the Move tool still, and this allows me just to move this image over the Lotus image itself. I'm now going to then drop the gold texture underneath the Lotus, so it's sitting behind it. What we're going to do now is we need to create a selection of this Lotus area because I need to remove some of that background. I'm going to click on the layer 0 where the Lotus is, and I need to create a selection, which means we're going to use the selected area, which is the Lotus flower itself, the outline, to remove some of that gold background. Easy way to do this, if I get the rectangular marquee tool, I'm going to create a rectangle around the whole of this top image of the Lotus flower. And then I'm going to use the magic wand tool. Now mine's my tools are double stacked. Mine's on the right hand side, second one down. You may find it underneath quick selection. I've changed my tools around a little bit. You may have to search for it, or it may be on your toolbar straight away. I'm going to go to the options bar. Now, there's 4 options for this. The default one is new selection, but we don't want that because we've already got a selection on the image itself because we've got the rectangular marquee around. So I'm going to come to this 3rd one here, subtract from selection. The reason why is Magic Wand works on color, and I want to subtract the white from the area here. Now just make sure contiguous is checked. This is because it's going to find the white around this, and because there's black around the outline here, it will stop the white in here getting caught up with it. So I'm just going to click on subtract from, and you can see there's a selection around the Lotus flower itself. So what I can do is a couple of things now. What I need to do realistically, if I press backspace now, you'll see what will happen. I need to remove that white background from the image itself. If I press backspace to remove it, it gets rid of the Lotus flower itself, which is no good. I'm going to press Ctrl Z to step back one. So what I need to do is turn the selection round. So by turning it around, by inversing it, we're going to pick everything that's not in that selection. So if I go to select, inverse, this will go to the other end, and so it'll pick out the white itself. And now if I press backspace, you can see it removes the white from the background. Okay, now another thing is this selection is still in play. This is good for us because we can move on to the next step. We need to use this selection one more time to get rid of anything on this gold here. Now, selections can be used for a lot of things. As you can see, what we've done is just remove something, but we can use them on layer masks as well. We need to remove the gold from outside this area here. If I click on the layer of gold here, highlight that, come down to the bottom of my layers panel here, where the third icon in is a rectangle with a circle that says add layer mask. I'm going to add a layer mask, and by doing so, that selection will add itself to the mask. If I click on add layer mask, you will see my selection is on the mask itself. But the problem is with this selection, it's the wrong way round. The mask has masked out the lotus flower, and this gold background is still in play. We need now to turn the mask round. We use the inverse command for selections, but there's another one for turning white to black and black to white. It's the invert command, and this one can be found in image adjustments, invert, or Control I or Command I if you're using a Mac. If I press invert, it will invert the mask, and you can see everything's disappeared. And what we have now, you can see the mask has inverted. It's got rid of that background there, and we're left with just the flower. Now, a quick, easy way to remove the white from inside the flower and show the gold is not by trying to rub all this out. We can use what's called a blend mode. Blend modes in Photoshop are very powerful, and they can do lots of things for us. Blend modes can be found here in the layers panel. They can be found elsewhere on tools, and they can be found in different areas of Photoshop. But in this case, we're going to use it on the layers itself. I'm going to come back up to layer 0 because I want to affect, the blend mode needs to affect the top layer. Blend modes need 2 layers to work on. The layer underneath is called the base layer, and the layer above is the blend layer. Blend modes either subtract, multiply, divide, or add the colour above with the colour below. And what I need to do now is remove this white. There's blend modes that work for white, there's blend modes that work for black, and there's blend modes that work for contrast, there's blend modes that work for colour, and they do all sorts of great things. So I'm going to my blend modes here where it says normal, and I'm going to come up to these ones here. These ones work on black, darken, multiply, colour burn, linear burn, darken colour. You can see it does change a little bit as we move through it. Usually multiply is really good because it's what it does, it will remove the white and maybe just darken down a little bit, but you may want to use colour burn or linear burn. It depends on your preference here. So I'll just use multiply, and you can see now the image has got your gold texture in. Now, if you do want to then preserve that as a transparency, and you want to bring these layers down into one readjusted layer, if we go to the menu layer, merge down or merge visible, this will merge it down, and it will say the underlying layer as a layer mask. If this preserve it, okay, and there you go. We've got your texture with a layer mask. What we can do then is use this, apply layer mask, and there you go. So right clicked on the layer mask, apply layer mask to the image itself. We preserve the transparency, and then we can save it as a PDF if you need to. So I hope that helps. It was a bit, there may have been a few steps in there, but that's the way I would have done it. My name's Steve Bell. I'm an Adobe certified instructor. I work for various companies and organisations. My business is www.digitaldenizens.co.uk, We do offer Photoshop courses at very reasonable prices for the day, just £32 for a day, from beginners upwards up to certification, up to expert status. So if you'd like to check it out, please do. Thank you. And if anybody else has got any questions and want to throw something at me, I'll certainly make a video for you.